Hey everybody, Chris Kennedy with Reliant Lending, and my good friend ALYSSA CHOW is a local estate planning attorney right here in Sacramento, and she is going to go over the top 5 reasons why it is so important that you have a trust right now.
All right, thanks Chris. Number 1 is avoiding the probate court system. So in California, depending on the types of assets that you have and the overall value of those assets, your loved ones may very well find themselves having to deal with the probate court system upon your death. A lot of people mistakenly think that having a will is really all they need to avoid the probate court system, and that's really not necessarily the case. So having a living trust can be a really good resource and tool for your family to help them having to deal with the probate court system upon your passing. Number 2 is allowing you to control how assets are managed and who ultimately will be managing your assets and your affairs, either if you become incapacitated or if you pass away. One of the benefits of having a trust is that you really do get to control all of the different terms and provisions in that trust, because really at the end of the day it's just a legal contract. So you really do get that control over what we would refer to as your successor trustee, that person, and how ultimately things will be managed by that person. Number 3 is ease of administration. So when it comes to a trust, the beauty of that is that it can actually be administered privately and without any sort of probate court oversight. So whoever it is that you leave in charge has a much easier time managing your affairs exactly how you've laid them out. Number 4 is identifying who your beneficiaries are. Now, if you don't have a trust or you don't have a will or any sort of legal instructions in place, California is going to make assumptions about who your legal heirs would be if you don't have those instructions in place. Now with a trust, again, because it's a legal contract, you get to control all of the terms about who those beneficiaries are and how much you want them to receive or which specific assets you want them to receive. And then finally, number 5 is protecting your loved ones so that you have really specific instructions about how and when they can actually receive their inheritance. This is especially important if you have minor beneficiaries, and if they're under the age of 18, we typically do like to have some really important distribution language in the trust for things like their health care, education, and generally maintenance and support. And then also, you probably aren't too keen on an 18-year-old getting all of their inheritance all at once. Yeah. And so it's also really great because then you can sort of stagger their distribution so that maybe they get a little bit at 18, a little bit at 21, and maybe later at 25, or in whatever ages that you want. So those are the 5 reasons why you should do a trust.
If you have any questions about this, and by the way, I set it up to where my son doesn't get anything till he's 40, so if you have any questions about this, please, down below will be a link. It's going to go directly to her website. Also, if you have any questions about this, you can reach out to her. Her phone number will be down there as well. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. See ya. Bye.